UFC 319 is finally approaching 4 nights from now. I am doing my most anticipated prediction video, 100% right edition. Last week, we only got one pick wrong. This week, we're going to get no picks wrong. First fight, this is an easy one. I'm picking Silva. Dione Barbosa is taking this fight on short notice. It was supposed to be another girl, Aldrich, but she got injured. She's got out. Silva, she's what, minus 225 favorite? Yeah. When it comes to these women's fights, just pick the favorite. That's all you got to do. So we move on. Next one, Brian Battle versus Nursultan Ruziboev. Brian Battle is the favorite. 6'1". Nursultan Ruziboev is apparently 6'5". He's probably 6'4", but he's a big guy. And he used to fight at welterweight against Joaquin Buckley, which was a mistake. He was way too skinny for that fight. He just got taken down over and over by Buckley. If they fought at middleweight, that fight probably would have gone a lot different. For this one, though, this is going to be my first underdog pick because I will be picking Nursultan Ruziboev. This is the guy that knocked out Bruno Ferreira. People forget, man. And Bruno Ferreira knocked out Gregory Rodriguez in the first round. So, Brian Battle, his last fight, he looked shit. Granted, Ruziboev's last fight, he also looked shit. But, this is a battle of the shitters. Ruziboev has also had a lot more fights. Like, a lot more. He's got a lot more experience. And his only fight that he's lost in the UFC was the Buckley fight, if I can remember correctly. Yeah. I know Buckley's super short, but again, that was at welterweight. Ruziboev is just way too skinny for that. Apparently, Brian Battle has a bigger reach, but I am going to pick Nursultan Ruziboev. Look at his record. 36 wins, 9 losses. Brian Battle's only had 15 fights. Okay. Nursultan Ruziboev has had 50 fights. So, that's the difference. We're going with Ruziboev, first underdog pick, but not the last, because the next underdog pick, Edson Barbosa versus Jakar Klose. I'm picking Jakar Klose. I am going to be picking Jakar Klose. Edson Barbosa, he's been inactive. Look, his last fight was May 18th of last year. More than a year ago, he lost to Lerone Murphy. Edson Barbosa has had so many injuries, man. Just way too many injuries. He's old. He's slower. And I know Jakar Klose got knocked out by Joel Alvarez, but Joel Alvarez, he's one of those 6'3" lightweights. And I don't know how Joel Alvarez makes weight because we've seen 6'3" lightweights before. Like Jalen Turner, Ignacio Bahamondes, but those guys are like extremely skinny. But for some reason, Joel Alvarez, yeah, he's skinny, of course, but he looks buff. He looks big. He looks like a welterweight in there. He doesn't look like he belongs at 155. I don't know how he makes weight. Getting knocked out by Joel Alvarez, I'm not going to hold that against you. And, he is 37, but Edson Barbosa's 39. So, a 2-year age difference. But when you're 39, the diminishing returns, right? Going from 34 to 35 is not the same as going from 38 to 39. And when he turns 40, it's just going to get worse from here on out. I think Jakar Klose is an easy pick. Easy underdog pick. He's an underdog, right? Yeah, he's a plus 130 underdog. That's crazy to me. I think people are picking Edson Barbosa just for the name recognition. He's had wonderful knockouts in the past. Sensational leg kick knockouts. Like, he's just made people tap out just the leg kicks. He almost killed Shane Burgos. Remember that one? And the infamous knockout that we all can remember way back in the day. The spinning wheel kick. But he's old. And I know it's the year of the Unks, but I'm just not picking Edson Barbosa. I will be picking Jakar Klose. My second underdog pick, but not my last, We go on the next one. Chase Hooper versus Alexander Hernandez. Let's see here. I am going to be picking Chase Hooper. He has all the advantages stacked against him. 4-inch height advantage. He's got the reach advantage. The age advantage I don't think is that important. Chase Hooper's 25. Alexander Hernandez is 31. And your prime years as a man is from 30 to 34, in my opinion. But 25, you're still good and dangerous and powerful. So I will be picking Chase Hooper. And he is the favorite for a reason. He's like a, minus 3? Yeah, minus 330 favorite. He is the favorite for a reason. Look at the records, too. 16-3 versus 16-8. Not good for Alexander Hernandez. I think Chase Hooper's the easy pick, the safe pick, and the bookies show that. Next fight, Jessica Andrade versus Lupi Godinez. I've learned my lesson at this point. For women's fights, I'm just going to be picking the favorites. Lupi Godinez is a favorite for a reason. Jessica Andrade, she lost her last 2 fights. Lupi, I've also looked, her last 3 fights, she's lost 2 of them, but her recent fight, she won. I'm just going to pick Lupi, okay? Jessica Andrade, she's just been looking bad and slow. Her last 2 fights were really bad. She's not the same as she used to be. So, I'm all up on the Lupi hype train. Next fight, I'm actually excited for this one. Gerald Meerschaert versus Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, he lost 3 fights in a row. Remember that. But then he won against Cedric Dumas. And he won because he changed his gyms. He's a fighting nerd now. This Polish guy, he went to Brazil, and now he is one of the fighting nerds. And I believe in the fighting nerds hype. Gerald Meerschaert is a horrible fighter. Horrible fighter. And honestly, his performance against RDR was impressive back on hindsight, knowing how RDR has climbed up the rankings so fast, but he's just shit. He's a shart, just like his name is. He is a big, giant, streaking shart on your underwear. And I believe that Mikhail Oleksiejczuk is going to beat Gerald Meerschaert. He's 6 foot for a middleweight. Not super tall, but he is stocky. As Lucas Tracy likes to say, he's density maxing. He's like an Azamat Mirzakhanov, but for the middleweight division. And I am bullish on Mikhail Oleksiejczuk from here on out. I think he's going to beat Gerald Meerschaert, and if he just keeps training with the fighting nerds, I think he can make it far. I don't think he's a horrible fighter. A lot of his losses were just, the Kevin Holland submission, that was just unfortunate, That could happen to anybody. Sher Magomedov is good. The Michel Pereira, he shouldn't have lost that one, but he knocked out Cheating Njokwani. Yeah, I'm going to go with him. So, Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, good pick, easy pick. Next, King Green versus Bobby Green. Fuck off with your name change. Diego Ferreira. I'm picking Diego Ferreira. Wait, am I? This is risky. You get annihilated by Mauricio Rufy. I really don't know who I want to pick. What's the takedown accuracy? You know what? I'm going to change it. I am going to be picking Bobby Green. Fuck it. I'm picking Bobby Green. I was going to pick Diego Ferreira just because I saw the odds, and I watched other people's prediction videos. Lucas Tracy's prediction video, and he picked Diego Ferreira, I think. Or it could have been MMA Guru, but one of them. Bedtime, I don't remember. But I'm picking Bobby Green. Look, 38 versus 40. I didn't know Diego Ferreira was 40 years old. I did not know that. I'm going with the young Bobby Green. He's got the height advantage. Remember, he's crafty. He's slick. Is Diego Ferreira going to throw a big wheel kick the way that Mauricio Rufy did? Probably not. You know what? Fuck it. We're going with Bobby Green. King Green, not Bobby Green. We're going with King Green. Because he a king. He my king. From the hood now, king. Okay, we're going with Bobby Green. Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakura. I'm just going to go with Kai Asakura. I disagreed heavily with the UFC's decision to give him a title shot. He looked decent until he didn't. Tim Elliott is really bad. Kai Asakura is, well, we don't know what he is in the UFC yet, but I think Kai Asakura gets it done. He's a minus 320 favorite for a reason. We're going with Kai. Is there much left to say? I don't really care that much for flyweight fights, if I'm being honest. It's a safe pick to go for Kai Asakura. That's all I'll say. Jared Cannonier versus Michael Page. I'm going with MVP. He's younger. They're both old men, by the way, but he's younger. And Jared Cannonier, his last fight was against RoboCop, wasn't it? Let me see. Yeah, it was against RoboCop, but when did that fight happen? It happened this year. We just gotta make sure. It happened in February. And he lost to Imavov and Barrio. But he's only gotten older since then. He turned 41 in March. So he's halfway on his way to becoming 42. And we've seen these old men do well, but they do well at, light heavyweight and heavyweight. The lower your division, the worse it's going to be. And this is happening at middleweight, right? Yeah. Michael Page is fast and slick. Very hard to hit. And I think Jared Cannonier is going to have a very hard time trying to land his shots against Michael Venom Page's chin when he's 41 years old and he's 5'11". All he has is the overhand right. That's all he can do. The overhand right. He's not going to out-jab him. Not with MVP's reach advantage. So, we're going with Page. Next fight. Honestly, this fight should be the co-main event. Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates. This co-main event of Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico, this should be switched. This should be switched. I don't get this co-main event placement. Really don't. Disgraceful. But Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates, I'm going with Carlos Prates. I think Carlos Prates is good. Losing to Ian Gary is a very well-rounded fighter. And we don't like to admit that, but he is. He's got the takedowns. Ian Gary does. I'm not worried that Carlos is going to get taken down by Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal is a very plotty fighter. He moves forward. He doesn't have a lot of head movement. He's going to get hit and picked apart by Carlos Prates. So, for that reason, another fighting nerd back on the hype train after he beats Jeff Neal. Yeah, height advantage, big reach advantage, 3-inch reach advantage. Carlos is very long, so all these advantages for Carlos. I don't like that he smokes. I really don't like that he smokes, but what can you do? He's still young. He's 31. Co-main event, my fourth underdog pick. We've got, who are underdog picks? Ruziboev, Klose, Bobby Green, and now for some reason, Lerone Murphy is an underdog. Aaron Pico is the favorite for this fight. What? Why is Aaron Pico the favorite? I watched Lucas Tracy's video, and he has completely convinced me that Lerone Murphy is going to beat Aaron Pico. I think by decision, by points. I don't think Lerone Murphy's got knockout power. He's a featherweight Leon Edwards. He's a droid, leg kick merchant. Aaron Pico, I'm going to be honest, I don't watch Aaron Pico's fights. I'm not a Bellator guy. I don't watch Bellator. I watch UFC, boxing, and sometimes BKFC. That's all I watch. So I don't watch Bellator. And have we learned nothing with all these fighters? Patricio Pitbull against Yair Rodriguez, his first fight in the UFC, he loses. Patchy Mix loses against Mario Bautista. Aaron Pico is going to lose against Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy is undefeated with 16 wins, for Christ's sake. Why is Lerone Murphy the underdog? If you're picking Aaron Pico, you need to go to the psychiatrist or a doctor. I don't know what you're thinking. Let's go to the main event. I've already made 2 videos about this fight. If you watched them, if you didn't, long story short, I am picking Khamzat Chimaev. I don't want Khamzat Chimaev to win. He is an inactive fighter. He is an unreliable fighter. He gets sick. He pulls out. He does this. He does that. Seeing him as champion, I am afraid that he's going to be fighting once a year. He will probably fight the winner of Imavov and Barallo next August of 2026. That is what I am terrified of. I want Dricus du Plessis to win, but this video is not who I want to win. I don't pick fighters, the ones who I want to see win. I pick fighters who I believe will win. And I believe Khamzat Chimaev will take down Dricus du Plessis in the very first round and submit him. The submission could be a variety of submissions. Darce, arm triangle, most likely rear naked choke. Khamzat loves getting the back. He gets the back against all of his opponents. He's going to get Dricus's back, and he's going to get his forearm under his chin, and Dricus is going to tap out in the first round. You heard it here first, folks. I'm so sad that I messed that line up, but you heard it here first, okay? This is going to be one of those things where we look back in hindsight like, oh my God, I can't believe people were picking DDP to win. It's going to be one of those situations. It really is. People are going to be all over Reddit, all over Twitter. They're going to be saying, they're going to be disparaging DDP after this is done. He was never that good, because honestly, I don't think he really is all that good. I don't think DDP is a well-rounded fighter. It's a miracle he's made it this far. He's good against pure strikers. He's good. He beat Strickland twice and he beat Adesanya. He has never faced against a guy like Chimaev before. Never. He got taken down by Robert Whittaker in the first round. He gets taken down by Derek Brunson. He performs a lateral drop against Brad Tavares and fails it. And I remember watching the Darren Till fight. He looked good in the first round, but in the second round, he looked sloppy. All of this goofiness, all of this weirdness, he is not going to keep getting away with it anymore. Remember the Jesse Pinkman meme? No, he can't keep getting away with it. He can't keep getting away with it. He won't. Dricus is done come Saturday night. And when we wake up Sunday morning, we will be living in a world where Khamzat Chimaev becomes the middleweight champion. It's dreadful for me to say that, but it is true. People are saying, well, Dricus, obviously he's going to be training a lot, the wrestling and the takedown defense. It doesn't matter how much he trains the takedown defense. He's going to get taken down regardless. He's going to slip on a banana peel and, an anvil is going to fall on Chimaev's head. He just needs to survive the first 2 rounds. And then from then on, 3, 4, 5 rounds, he's going to punch out Chimaev. He's going to beat him. No, that is not what is going to happen. You've never put this into perspective. And I said this in one of my previous videos. Dricus, he's a big guy. He's got a lot of muscle mass. When you're on the ground and you're going to be scrambling and trying to defend that, trying to get back up, exerting all of that energy, all of that power, that's going to drain on you more than it's going to drain on Khamzat, especially against a guy that's been training this entire life. Khamzat Chimaev has been a mat monkey since birth. He's one of those guys. And there's just so many weaknesses in DDP's game that it's embarrassing that nobody has been able to capitalize on it. But I think Khamzat does. And I said this before, Khamzat has a chance just to knock him out too. People don't bring that up. Khamzat could knock out DDP. Khamzat has decent hands too. The Gerald Meerschaert knockout happened a long time ago, but still, it was that knockout. It was just one right hand, and boom, Meerschaert's deleted off the face of the earth. And he's a minus 250 favorite for a reason. DDP has always been the underdog, except for the second Strickland fight. But DDP was the underdog for the first Strickland fight, and he was the underdog for the Adesanya fight and the Robert Whittaker fight. He's always been the underdog, but this time he is the underdog, and he's not going to win. And I want him to win because he's such a good champion. He's an active champion. If he beats Chimaev, you just know that 6 months from now, he's going to be fighting the winner of Imavov and Barayo. You just know it. And so it's sad for me to say this because, you know, there's all this talk that Chimaev, like, who knows what he's going to do next. He's a wild horse. He might move to light heavyweight just for the sake of it. And if he really wanted to, if he wanted to be a fat guy, we've seen middleweights move up to heavyweight. He could be one of those fat heavyweights. We've seen that happen before. And heavyweight is so dog shit with his wrestling, he could be very successful. Does he beat a Tom Aspinall? No. No. But he could beat a lot of heavyweights if he really wanted to. And that's what's just so terrifying about Chimaev. We've never seen a guy like him. And I'm confident in my pick. And it's final. Okay, Khamzat Chimaev, first round submission. That's it. UFC 319, 4 nights from now. That's all I've got for you. Peace out.